And it looks like we're live. Welcome. Welcome to the ocean's deep woo. Is this deep enough for you? Or do we need deeper woo? I don't know. It's up to you. I can do deeper woo if I have to. Why do I sound like Dr. Seuss? I don't know. I hear the honkers in the back. I almost said honkies. I hear our Canadian geese. Thank you, Canada. They crap all over the place down here. I go out to look at the lakes and the little pond out here, the little reflecting pond we have. We have a park where they love to come, and I tell you, they are filthy. I mean, Canada geese, they're beautiful in the sky, but I mean on the ground, and they are really rambunctious on the ground too. You don't want to challenge a Canadian goose. They're kind of dangerous. So thanks, Canada. They're coming down. I can hear them out there, a bunch of honkers. And that means it must be spring. But we love them. We don't hurt them. But honestly, they take over a spot. They really do. Geese are not cute, fluffy little animals. No, they're very opinionated little cusses. They have opinions about all kinds of things, like whether you should even get near them. Don't come near me. But it's a funny thing. Every year they come, and we kind of gear up for that because people keep their stale bread and stuff to throw them. So we feed them, but they can be really messy. I mean, I wouldn't want to have to drink from somewhere that they frequent or bathe in it. I wouldn't want to. Anyway, and there are plenty of them. Certainly no shortage. I'm thinking of changing the backdrop or maybe get a green screen. And if we get a green screen, that might be a lot of fun. I'm just feeling perky tonight. I gotta say, I'm feeling a lot better than I have in a while. I've been off sugar and flour for a while, and it really is helping. Sugar and wheat specifically. I'm still doing rice, some rice. I'm still doing a few things, but I'm not doing refined sugar. There is a diet. Basically, it's very hard if you have what they call an epigenetic body type. It's really hard to lose weight because your body just adapts to whatever you do. So by the time you're my age and you've tried all kinds of ways of losing weight, your body just says, oh, another famine. Oh, we have to get through the famine. Turn the thermostat down. That's the way it is, man. And it's like, wow, it can be very hard if you have been doing this all your life. And remember, when I was growing up, this was the age of Twiggy. I mean, I was rocking. I had a lovely figure, but it wasn't thin enough to be Twiggy. And it's really sad because I've been fighting with it ever since. I wish I was the size when I started. I was when I started. But so I've been having some skin breakouts and stuff. But that is to be expected when you're going through cleanses and stuff, which the new cream is helping me with. And honestly, the new cream is in. I forgot to grab it, but it's about this size. It's a little like a white jar. There's not even a label on it. And um, I am hoping that you will help me name this stuff. It is pure comfrey and a little bit of beeswax to kind of make it spreadable, sort of, on your body. You only need a very light coat to kill pain and put it on often. You don't need like a thick coat. You really don't need to dig into it or anything. You can just sort of rub the top of it and smooth that on whatever your hurt is, and it'll take it. Plus, it'll start things healing. And it's helping me heal up this breakout that I have because I'm detoxing. So it's helping me with a lot of things. The torn rotator cuff that was indescribably painful. I mean, oh my God, I couldn't breathe without it hurting. It's it's pretty much healed now. It doesn't hardly hurt. I don't quite have, unless I try to lift it too far or lift something with it, I don't have the pain that I did. I can't lift stuff with it yet, but it is moving and it has a fairly good range, which is getting better daily. So it looks like this is going to fix my left arm that's been bad for a while. And so, and some other things too. My back doesn't hurt as much. We've been putting it on my back. Still gives me hell if I do too much with it. But as for, a normal day, normal walking around, I can walk around a lot more now. I can foresee the day. I'm really happy. I can kind of foresee the day when I might be able to walk through the woods again with maybe just a walking stick or something, which would be great. So I'm really happy, girl. I got my shipment in. Any of you who want it, please get in touch with me. And you know how to get in touch with me, MeWe.com. And please join the Woo Crew on MeWe group, and we will definitely talk to you. You can get in a lot easier now. It used to be kind of hard to get in there because my crew wanted some privacy with it, and we made another group called the Woo Lounge, the Ocean's Woo Lounge, and that was just for general people trying to find us. And the Woo Crew group was for the core group who wanted to talk about sometimes very personal things with each other. And so I understood that, and I said, sure, let's put some kind of a way where we have to check on who you are before you come in so that people can feel comfortable, because we did have some problems at first with letting everybody come in. So we do have kind of a thing that you talk, say, hey, why are you coming in? Or where'd you come from? Or where'd you see us? Or, something easy. And I figure if you're, gonna trouble to actually tell us that, maybe you're serious and you want to chat with like-minded people, right? And you're not just some kind of jerk coming in there to disrupt things. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's almost an open group now, because really a lot of our trolls seem to be gone. We seem to have shook a lot of them off. Although, I expect from time to time it may still happen. Anyway, I think I look a lot better when I'm looking at myself in the camera here. I think I look a lot better than I did before. For a while there, oh dear, I wasn't looking good, and I had a lot of swelling, and the swelling's gone way down now. It's still happening, but it's not as bad. And a lot of the tiredness and stuff. See, that was my endomorphic metabolism turning me down so I would sleep rather than burn any calories, because it has the amazing superpower of doing that when it thinks you're going to starve because there's a famine. And silly me, all my life I've been telling it, we have a lot of famines around here by dieting. So that's what happens to a lot of us. I mean, look, and that and being toxified all the time. I gotta say, really, a lot of this is probably due to no more of the refined flour or sugar. That's completely gone. And I just found out some happy news. I don't have to get rid of all carbs with the kind of body type I am. I need to do something called a confused metabolism diet, which means you've got two kinds of fuels in your body. You've got carbs and you've got fat. And what happens in my case, in the case of people like me, is our bodies just go, oh, look at that. Yeah, we got this. Okay, we're going to burn this. Oh, but after a while, it gets used to that. So even if you do a no carb diet, it gets used to your diet and just turns you down when it thinks you're not eating enough of it. So it just turns the thermostat down, and you get cold and you get tired, and all you want to do is sleep. So I'm tired of that. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I found out that there's a way called confused metabolism, that if you eat a lot of carbs one day and then a lot of fat the next day, that you will confuse your metabolism so it can't really get used to anything and it won't turn you down. So I've been at that for a few days now, and I do feel better. It seems like I'm not getting the thermostat turned down on me. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, I don't know if this is going to work forever or not. A lot of things work at first and then they don't later, but we'll see. So, so it's a little confusing for me too, but one day you go ahead and eat carbs and the next day you don't eat any carbs. Just, your fats and proteins. And then the day after that you eat some carbs, and we'll see how it goes. So, but so far I'm enjoying it, because this means I don't have to give everything up forever. I don't have to give carbs up forever, which would be nice, because I like to cook and bake, and this was like some kind of a horrible sentence to me, like no more carbs, and this means no more fruit and stuff too, because there's a lot of sugar in fruit. I love fruit. So yeah, every other day I can have fruit. It's great. If it works out, and even if it doesn't work out, I feel better. I mean, even if I don't, whether I lose weight or not, this is probably a good way to go right now, and I'm going to continue. So that's good news. Some more good news is my product came in, my lovely comfrey cream, and that's another reason I'm feeling so much better. And if you want to feel better too, get in touch with me and we'll make sure you get some. I need some help naming it, because it doesn't really even have a name yet. So I could really use some help with that. If you've got an idea, I was thinking I could do something like Be Comfy, because it has comfrey, it makes you comfortable, and it has a little bit of beeswax. So maybe something like Be Comfy Cream, Ocean's Magical Healing Organic. By the way, it's all organic. Comfy Cream, comfrey, something like that. I don't know. Maybe you have a better idea. Maybe we'll even have a little contest to see who comes up with the best name for the comfrey cream. And so far, it's helping. I mean, I can tell already I'm going to be feeling a lot better. And so this year is really looking up. I'm really happy about it. And I'm having kind of trouble seeing here if anybody's coming in. Hi, I don't see you. Having trouble with that. But I love you and hope you are doing well. Please get in touch with me in MeWe.com and or on Facebook. I'm Diana Singer on Facebook, and there's a picture of me being very blonde. No, me being blonde. I am a blonde. I really am a blonde. You know what? This is another thing I'm happy about. This is my color without any dye or anything. This is without dye. And it looks like what I'm going to have is I have this sort of sparkly white that's coming in at the temples and kind of around my face. And then the rest of it's pretty much staying the same color, which is cool because I get to be a blonde a little longer. And so, this is also good news. So I'm very happy. And the white is a very sparkly white. It really is shiny like silver white. And so it's going to be pretty, and I'm probably going to like it a lot. So I'm happy about that. And it's growing in. Here, I'll show you a little bit. It's growing in a lot better. I still have a very tall forehead. It's where I keep my extra brains. I keep my extra brains up there. Now, don't put me down because I need that little extra there to put the brains, So I have a very tall forehead, but at least I have hair there. It's getting thicker gradually. So I'm happy about that. It's it's slow, but it's coming along. At least I'm not going in the opposite direction. So that's something to be happy for. Let's see what else is going on. It's Friday. I'm happy. I found a place that sells pretty reasonable organic wine. And it's the kind I like because I kind of have a tendency to like it kind of fruity and sweet. And that's what it is. It's like sangria. And and I have a glass of that before going to bed, and I sleep very well when I do that. And sometimes I sleep before I even mean to. I actually fall asleep in the middle of SOR or something. So, which is not bad because sleep actually is very healing. And every time I do get really deep sleep, I wake up and I notice things are better. I notice that my swelling is down. I notice that some things are healing. I don't feel as crappy. So I think I really am seriously on the mend now. Let's hope it stays that way. Like I said, there's been so many times that I thought I found what to do and it wasn't. It turns out doesn't pan out. After a week or two of, yeah, this is great, then it just kind of flips back, and we'll see. We'll see. So anyway, I'm going to be doing this more often, hopefully now, it looks like. And I'm already seeing the difference. I'm looking at myself. I can see me, and it's like I can see I do look better than I have in a while. Geez, I'm so glad. So when you see this, whenever you see this, I love you. I miss you. I'm sorry I've been away a lot. Go see my cowboy videos. I have put one of him out every now and then just to show you how happy he is. He's a Very happy little boy. But I got to say, I need help figuring out what to do about his fur because honestly, I cannot touch him without pulling up a handful of fur. And if I forget and scratch my nose or something, it's all over my face. And I mean, it's all over the sheets, and I keep getting a roller and roll it off. But um, he is the furriest little critter for being a short haired cat. And yet I can't resist his little fluffy, floofy white belly. He's my little Manx Millow, and I can't resist him. We do have some woo topics coming up. I am going to try and get some guests in here. We're going to have my friend Paul at some point has agreed to come in and explain what homeopathy is, because a lot of you probably have absolutely no idea what that's all about. But it's another type of energy healing. And honestly, the old-fashioned shaman would kind of see the actually the remedy is almost like an energy catcher, a way to transfer the healing energy to the person. There is none of the original substance in it, which is why it's safe for anybody to take. There isn't the actual substance in there that can do anything to you harmful, but there is the vibration of it. Now, see, what have I told you about? Everything is vibration. Some of his little hairs are up my nose right now. Little cowboy is with me everywhere I go. Yeah, I can't get away from him. In fact, not that I really want to get away from him, but his fur up my nose is a problem. If anybody got a surefire way to handle this, let me know, other than what I'm doing. Brushing him a lot. I got a beautiful brushing paw for him, brushing glove that we kind of did a review on. We might do a longer review showing me grooming him with it and how much he loves this thing, because he does love it. And his review of the cat toy is going viral, so he's a star. And I'm living with a star now. You know, little cowboy has become a viral video. And he's so cute. I'm so glad to have my baby. We're happy together, I tell you. So it's spring. I hope finally, now that COVID is over, I can go out into the populace here and maybe make some friends and meet some people and have some interactions that aren't screwed up with the restrictions and stuff. So what I foresee in the future is, and I've said this before, I'm going to keep saying it, we're going to get disclosure sooner than people think. Probably next year in 23. I'm thinking probably might be later in 23, but it's going to be that early in 23, and we're going to get little drips and drabs of it up until then, and then it's going to kind of, the dam is going to start to break open in 23. So, hey, am I seeing? Oh, I'm seeing Jake. Hey, I missed you. I missed you. I'll have to hit you next time. I missed you. I'll try again. Let me see if I can improve my aim. I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's going to hear this till later. I don't know, Jake, but tell them if you have the opportunity. But anyway, back at you. Yeah, I'm so glad to see people when they make it back in, because I've had such a hard year and about a year and a half or more where it's just been grueling trying to get through this. And my guidance has been saying, but you need to rest. You needed to lie down and rest. And, it was sort of like having that piece of cake and having the shoulder explode like it did, which is what it felt like. It felt like my arm just got blown off, you know. Boom. Uh, it was so harsh. That was awful. Um, that it was just a warning. I mean, you're getting poisoned by what you consider normal food. It's not normal food. So, and the more I think about it, those birthday cakes, what's in them? That would be that bad, that would make that happen so fast. I can't even imagine what's in there, you know? But yeah, we're being obviously poisoned. So watch out there. And I guess it's so pervasive, we're just used to it, and we don't know what happened to us when we get sick then. It accumulates. The radiation accumulates too. Radioactivity is cumulative. So every time you are exposed, it adds up. And I didn't know for a long time. Our food has been radiated for a long time now. They run it through a radioactive bath, supposedly to kill vermin and bacteria and stuff. Well, I'm not really much for radiated food. I'm sorry, but irradiating food it's just one more reason to grow it yourself if you can. Um, yeah, yeah, no kidding. Well, this is what I couldn't understand, and nobody can understand how it is that my shoulder had a twinge. I had a little trouble moving it. I thought I might have a little tear in my rotator cuff. I ate one piece of this birthday cake. Somebody has a birthday. I ate one piece of birthday cake, but it's that really thick icing that I don't really like anyway. But I had a piece of birthday. And all of a sudden my shoulder explodes and it turns hot and it drops to my side and I can't use it. And it has all the signs of a torn rotator cuff and maybe even some ligament problems or muscle problems. I'm like, and actually there's a dent in my arm. Like, what the hell happened here? And all I did was eat I had a piece of cake and I had the Wi-Fi on. What happened? I had it on a little too long. I think I had the Wi-Fi. That might have been part of it, but I can't see anything there that would have torn it. I mean, I didn't even do anything and the thing just blew. It was crazy. Hey, Pam. Yeah, it was horrible and it felt like I had broke a bone. Um, it was so harsh and there was nothing to do about it all that night. There was nobody up. There was nobody to call, unless I wanted to call emergency, and what good would that have done? I'm not sure it would have done any good at all, really. So, so I had to go that whole night before I could get figure anything out. Thank God I had ordered the samples of this comfrey cream. As soon as it came, we started putting it on and it started getting better. The pain started going away. The heat started going away. It cooled down. It started to heal. Oh my God. It's just, and that's another lesson. It's like, yes, this stuff is that good. If you can afford it, I've got it. It's going to be 30 and postage, and I'll wrap it and it's 4 ounces, but it's, a jar, fair size jar. It'll last you a long time because you only need a little. and it's on contact. The pain goes and it starts healing up tissue on contact. So honestly, that's another thing it taught me. It's like, yes, this stuff is that good. I can honestly say from my own experience, this stuff is that good. This is like 2.5 weeks and I'm so much better. I can move my arm now. I couldn't even think to do this. It was hanging down at my side and I was unable to move it without grabbing it with my hand and doing this thing. And when I did that, it was excruciating. And that's gone now. And I was getting the cramps in my feet. It's the fibro thing. And that's gone now too. I haven't had cramps in the feet in a while or in the legs. So let's hope this goes on like this. So anyway, well, Jake, at least we're on the upward swing of it now. My energy is way better. I mean, I still recommend if you're eating refined sugar and weaponized wheat and you've got some problems, see how you do by just going off of that stuff. It's easier said than done because it's in so many things. I pretty much have to make all my own stuff now, which is probably safer anyway, though. And I gotta say, the other thing is, I know this is wooey and conspiracy, but does it have to all be so toxic? It seems like I go in a store, a grocery store, and I wonder what the heck is safe to buy, to take home and eat. Geez, you know? I mean, hey, Long Island Bigfoot. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, so I might be able to go out in the woods. If things keep going on, I might be able to go out in the woods this year. And, I wasn't really ever interesting. You should show up for this one, Long Island Bigfoot, because really, I wasn't really interested too much in cryptids that much until they got in touch with me out here in the backwoods. And here I found out that I've been dealing with them all this time, that they've been around me the whole time, and to find that out is amazing. Um, oh, yeah, actually, it's a lot better, LIB. May I call you LIB? And I'm thinking if you guys would like it, I know enough Bigfoot and cryptid types that I could start having some cryptid shows here on Ocean's Woo. It's definitely woo, so it fits, And I'm going to have, like I said, a couple of my other friends on if I could. Some of my friends who have disappeared, I am still waiting to hear about them. And as you know, some of them were gang stalked. And I have a feeling, though, that they're mostly just laying low and letting it blow over. The pendulum is swinging, folks, and I think we're going to get both disclosure, and I think we're going to see a lot of very restrictive policies relaxed. I think we're going to get disclosure soon, like I said, sooner than people think. I think it's really going to start up next year. Possibly might take till the end of the year, but we're going to get dribs and drabs, then we're going to get more next year. And then by the end of the year, it's going to get serious. I think we're going to start to see ETs be a thing, because we're starting to hear that now. So we're going there. Don't worry about the war, okay? The war, it's going to be handled. Okay. I hate to say this because, you know, it sounds awful. I don't think it's going to be allowed to go too far. I mean, to where it's going to affect us that much. Now, there might be some shortages and stuff. I can see that happening. There already are some shortages. Just stock up on a few things. I don't think it's going to be as severe as some people think. It doesn't look, maybe in some areas. Now, if you're in a big city, what the hell are you doing in a big city? Get out of there. Move if you can, if there's any way that you can. Cities are going to become, honestly, cesspits, and they already are. You know, big cities are going to be the worst. And I don't know, that might clear up, but it might not. I mean, right now it looks like the decline of the cities. The cities are going to be in decline. And it'll take a while before they finally collapse and people are gone. But, you know, I mean, right now, some of them are still thriving, but I can foresee a time when bigger cities are just going to be too unwieldy and people are just not going to want to live there. You know, you get a little taste of space and freedom and, free air, you're going to say, what the heck was I living there for? So, let's see. I thought that was in the 70s. Which thing, Jake? Which thing was in the 70s? Well, we did get some disclosure. And you know what? This is what most of our disclosure is about all this. It's us. It's not our government. We can't depend on them to tell us any damn thing. Can we really? No, we have to tell each other. We have to have each other's backs on this. We have to stand together and keep telling our stories. It's 100% necessary. That is the way that we're going to get most of our disclosure until we knock it down so far that they might as well just tell us. Until so many people know that it's no longer any benefit to hide it anymore. Everybody knows. Your dirty little secret is out in the open. Everybody knows. Might as well just tell us, okay? That's what it's going to probably end up being. But I also think that they've been given a time limit. I really strongly feel that somebody's saying, you disclose or we'll disclose. People want to know. They want to meet us. You disclose your way or we'll disclose our way. They're already disclosing to some people. They're showing up to people. What have I said? All of the sightings are increasing now all over the world. I said that was going to happen, didn't I? Have I been wrong yet? And if I have, please let me know. But as far as I can tell, I haven't. Sightings of everything. And I mean, not just in space, I mean cryptids too, and ghosts and spirits and just everything. Every darn thing has been showing up more recently. Hey, Brandy. Yeah, city decline. I don't hold out very much hope for that changing either. I don't really think the cities are going to change. I think they're just going to kind of fall apart under their own weight. I'll tell you what else is going to do that same thing. Washington's going to eat itself. I mean, politics, It's just going to collapse under its own bullshit. It already is. People are getting sued now, you notice? We're finally getting that. People are getting indicted, people are getting sued, and people are strangely absent. Have you seen Dr. Ouchie lately? He was all over the place, wasn't he? 2 or 3 years straight. Have you heard one word about him lately? Since they've been coming up with that stuff that he was, I'm not going to go into it here because I don't know what the algorithms will do, but yeah, I'm sure you've heard it. I'm sure you've heard all that. Since they came up with the dirt, and that's out, I haven't seen much of him. Odd, isn't it? Yeah. I'm going to see a lot more of that. Yes. There's a lot of it's going to come down, and I'm very happy. So I'm happy. There's reason to believe that we are on the upswing and we're going to be winning now. We're going to be winning our rights to know. See, that's the thing. We have been denied our rights to even know our own history. We have been denied our rights to even know of our own world. You know, it's ridiculous. Hey, Brandy Robinson. Yeah, they say they're on a barge outside Guantanamo. Are they really? Matt B just saving themselves? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. Some of them are probably jumping ship. Yeah, now it's Russia. Yeah. Russia, we can blame Russia. Trump's been out for too long. We can't blame Trump anymore. Who are we going to blame? Oh, Putin. Whoa, yeah, we can blame Putin. Yeah, that'll work, right? Putin. What happens when Putin? Well, they'll find somebody. But that's what I mean by Washington's going to eat itself. They're going to throw each other under the bus. You know it. I mean, they don't care about each other, really. You can see how loyal they are to each other. They'll stab each other right in the back and throw each other right under the bus. And that's going to happen. I will tell you. And it's going to kind of take care of itself. Everybody who's been backstabbed is going to turn around and backstab the other guy. And there is going to be some carnage, but it won't be our fault. They're going to do it to themselves. That's what I think. Let's see. Yeah, stealing and hiding artifacts. That's what I think. That's what I think, Brandy. You've got a really big point there, and this is pretty much what I've been saying. What are a lot of these wars? Everywhere they find good artifacts. Then we have a war there. I mean, this has been way back. Every time, I mean, everywhere that there's been a war, there's been something to hide. And if they can't have a war there, they'll drown it. They'll build a dam and it'll be underwater. It's just they've got to quit destroying our history. And you're right, it's the Smithsonian. They're freaking destroying our history. We should be allowed to know who we are, where we come from, who's here with us, that we're not alone. We need to know these things. This should be our right. Yeah, this has got to stop, people. We have got to demand better. Honestly. Yeah, everybody wants to rule the world, yeah. A school for ruining slaves. That's an interesting way to put it, Brandy. Yeah. Blue man bad. Blue man bad. Uh, oh, the top of the Grand Canyon of the Little People. That's another thing. You know, I will take people, I've taken people on walks through the bog park. And it seems to me that this has happened on several occasions. Somebody will say, like my one friend said, wow, that's a tamarack tree. I wouldn't dare take a branch off a tamarack tree, but I'd love one to take home and study. And we get towards the end of the path, the other end of the path. Don't you know there's a branch of tamarack tree lying there? It's happened more than one time that, somebody said, gee, I'd like to see, or I'd like, recently, like last year, was it, or the year before? I said, you know what? I need a nice walking stick about the right height and everything. One just showed up out there, leaning against the tree, about my height. I left a gift. You always leave something, remember. And this is a funny thing, too, I've noticed about Bigfoot. All of the stories, if you think about it, the ones that tell you the big details, and small details, rather, if they take something, they usually leave something. Sort of like a trade, even if what they took was worth a lot, was a lot more valuable. Like one guy was saying, there was a backpack full of ammo. They took all the ammo and left a bag of wood chips. Well, to them, that's worth something, maybe. I don't know. But they'll leave something. See, a lot of times. It's to them, things are a trade. I mean, I remember a story about a Bigfoot, uh, a Sasquatch saving a family who had gotten trapped in their storm shelter because a big tree or rock or something had fallen against the door and they couldn't get out. And so um, Sasquatch decided that he was going to unblock it for them, but he also made off with one of their pigs. And they saw him walking away with a pig. So, as far as they're concerned, yeah, we'll trade with you. So I think probably if I'm getting like I was getting contacted a couple of years ago, I think it was maybe 2 years now, there's a reason. I mean, if they get in touch with you, there's a reason. Um, since we ran into these other lizardy things out there in etheric, uh, I have not really been so inclined to get out there. But this year I am feeling way more inclined to go out and look at things because I'm feeling better. So there is no red or blue. Yeah, divide and conquer. That's true. Um, oh, comfrey plant is good for respiratory. Yeah, they don't mention it, but I didn't know that. I've been looking into it. Highly intelligent friends that saw Bigfoot in South Tennessee. Yeah, they will. They'll play pranks. But they will trade. It's like if they ever give you anything, if anything ever shows up that you asked for, leave them something. Leave them something. If I have nothing on me, I'll leave a ball of energy for them there because I can do that because I'm shamanic. I'll form a nice ball of energy and leave it there for them. But I'm going to have to make sure when I go out to take something I can gift, I think, whether it be a stone or some tobacco. Tobacco, Native Americans always gift tobacco, and that's standard, pretty standard. They make little tiny bags of tobacco uh, and other stuff, grain or whatever. Um, I wouldn't want to leave them some of our grain. I mean, it's not good, it's I'm thinking I'm going to get some comfrey seeds and throw them in the woods and let them take over some spot in the woods. They don't like too much sun. They like partial shade. And we've got it out there. And so I think I'm going to get some seeds and throw them out and let them grow in the backwoods. Who's to know, right? Oh, he played pranks on the friend that saw it messing with him. Then years later, he saw one himself. There you go, pal. Serves you right. Yeah, this is why I don't make fun of people. Whatever it is you believe. And really, I don't even make fun of flat earth. As strange as it sounds, they've got their reasons for believing that. They haven't convinced me. I'm not convinced. But they have a right to believe that if they want to. But me, I'm code earth. I'm a code earth girl, code shaped earth. This is a matrix. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, freeze coming to central US, protect your plants. Well, yeah, we get freezes here, but comfrey does grow in the woods here. So comfrey will grow here. We've had comfrey grow back. I had a comfrey plant that kept growing back, and people at my old place kept spraying it. Yeah, be careful who you prank and how. Yeah, be careful because you don't want to do that. Honestly, um, let's see. Let's ask some questions. Do you guys have any questions? I'll get out the old pendulum and fire her up and see. By the way, I got this new thing that I haven't showed you yet. I have, by the way, for those of you who have pendulums or want pendulums, let me know, because I might be working on some pendulums. But I do have pendulum stands, a limited number of them. I do have nice pendulum stands that I'm gonna pull out of the back there. I put them away because during the winter and stuff, there was a point at which I couldn't get out to mail these things often enough. And I felt like I didn't want to put anybody through the waiting. If I couldn't consistently get stuff out to people, then I just wasn't going to do it for a while. But now it's coming summer. I should be able to get some stuff out to you pretty quickly. I'm going to be shipping out some of the comfrey cream tomorrow to people who have pre-ordered it. Oh yeah, that's right, Brandy. Ukraine is a hub for human trafficking, yes. And I keep getting that the Ukrainian people, after this war, somehow they're going to have something to be happy about. And part of it may be this has probably disrupted the human trafficking. This has probably really messed with that business. And that's a good thing, even though no matter what happens, pardon me, little cowboy's fur is up my nose. I love him dearly, but fur up the nose. We all wanted to stop. And you know who was working on that, don't you? Yes, the guy they kicked out was working on that. Anyway, got this lovely, it's sort of like a mouse pad, but it's a little pad for your pendulum. And you can't really see it that well. I'll have to take a close up of it sometime, but it has yes and no, unknown, maybe, months, letters, you know, signs, birth signs and stuff. So this is going to be an interesting collection when I start working with that to answering questions that we have. I figured I'd give it a try. I think we all want it to stop, Brandy. I think we all want this nonsense that's going on to stop. I mean, there's so much of this crap that, like I said, it's gotten so toxic that, but you know what? In my mother's time, and there's a lot of, this is something people don't realize. In my mother's time, they had to worry about white slavery. Yeah, it's not just black people that were made slaves of and taken away from their home. It was very common, I guess, in the old days for people to disappear, particularly women and kids. And this is why women weren't left alone. They were walked home and stuff, is because women would be taken. And in my mom's time, they had to worry about that stuff. It's a fairly modern thing. Oh, come on. Cowboy, I love you, but your fur. Yeah, it's a fairly modern thing for women to be able to safely, and even now it's not that safe. So, honestly, this is no joke. Slavery has been in effect for all races. I mean, every kind of person has been taken into slavery at one point or another. And to act like it's only been one race that's been enslaved is ridiculous. Look at history. You will find everybody at some point has been enslaved, and a lot of times it's underground. It's just more underground now. So, yeah, and they're taken out of their homes and out of their countries and put somewhere foreign where they don't have friends and they don't have family and they don't have any idea where they are, maybe don't speak the language even, and that is how you keep control of it. They have no other choice but to depend on the slaver. So, yes, send young girls to the nuns, they would hook them out. Yeah. Wash house girls, yep. Yep, that was another way to get rid of your unwanted girls. Unfortunately, if you had too many girls. Yeah, and this has been a long time, folks. It was never not a problem. And as far as I can tell, throughout modern history or even history that we are being told, this has been a problem and we haven't been told about it. So this is something that's got to stop too, and I think it will. I think it's on the road to stopping. But right now, we've got to stay focused on what we do want. Right now, I want to remind you that you are divine and you're a creator being, okay? You co-create with the rest of us, and together, collectively, we create reality. And the way that I see God is we're all God. We're together, collectively, we are all emanations and basically expressions of God, and we create reality. And to come here and experience limitation must be something wild, because we don't have those limitations as far as I can see over there. We're far less limited. It's almost like we come here to prove we can handle this kind of limitation, or to learn something from this limitation. Yeah. Oh yeah, all roads lead to Rome. That's true. All roads lead to Rome. Yeah, it all goes back to Rome. Everything goes back to Rome and to Egypt and farther back to Phoenicia. It turns out quite a bit of what we think is Hebrew is not Hebrew at all. Like I just found out, and this was the video I saw recently about how a lot of stuff comes from India that we don't know did, like the name Abraham, and you think that's a Hebrew name, commonly associated, it comes from Brahman. And his wife Sarah comes from Brahman's wife, Sarasvati. What? So these legends might have started in India. Son of a gun. But it makes sense because I remember I grew up with the Bible. I grew up in a Christian home, read the Bible a lot. His name was originally Abram, not Abraham, but Abram. Abrahma. Brahman. That's their top guy in India. And his wife's name was Sarasvati. And there was a famous river associated with her. Mind-boggling. So not even that. We haven't even been told the truth about that. And there are places, there are still temples in India, and I will still give a shout out to Praveen Mohan, who does a lot of work showing you temples in India and their real meanings. I mean, he's got a really good understanding of who all these gods and goddesses are. I don't know how he keeps it all in his head, because they've got a million of them in India. But he looks at things, and the way that he sees, the way he reads them, all of these temples, the pictures that are there were meant to be instructive. We're meant to tell you a story. I don't know who that is, and I'm not answering. I'm sorry, but no. Trying to call why. Always in at this kind of a time. Anyway, yeah. Basically, oh yeah, it's mostly astrology. The Bible is astrology. It's all about astrology. It's all in there. I have actually had Christians say, astrology isn't anywhere in the Bible. It's like, it's the whole freaking book, is what it is. Yeah, I know. It's like all of this stuff that we have been hornswoggled. We've been misinformed, underinformed, uninformed. Just we have to find this out for ourselves. What? Yeah, I know. She's probably going to be at the door. I hope not. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do a stream here, folks. But yeah, the whole darn thing is astrology. Bible is all about astrology, and it's obvious after you learn a little bit about astrology that it's all over there. It's all over in there, and it's from a conglomeration of things. It's not strictly from the Hebrews. It's not strictly their story. It's not strictly any one place's story. It's just kind of from everywhere. So, and it's very obvious to me, like years ago, like more than a decade ago, I'm talking, when I started looking into alternative religions and looking into the sun gods, it's so obvious to me, the sun god aspect of it. You know, um, everybody had a sun god. Some people had two sun gods, in fact. Everybody had a sun god. What the nature of that sun god was varied between people. And some had two. And some had a dark sun god and a light sun god. And which one was the good guy? depended on where you lived. If you were in the rainforest, then it would be, I mean, if you were in a place like a desert, then the one that brought the rain and the cool weather would be your good guy, and the other one would be the one you'd worry about. Oh my goodness, going to take our crops, going to kill. I mean, exposure can kill you. Whereas if you're in a different kind of environment, if you're in a cold, wet environment, then the bright sun is going to be your guy. That's going to be the good guy. So I mean, really, no. Yes, we're writing our story, and we are writing it because we're divine. Don't ever forget you're divine, please. And when you talk, be mindful of what you say because it does matter. You know how it's funny because Trump was saying something, I saw an interview where he said, I never realized how important it was to be the president. He says, I realized it was important, but I didn't realize how every word was going to be hung on to, how people are going to analyze everything you do and everything you say. Every word you say. And it's true. But it's true for all of us. As far as reality is concerned, every word we say is making reality. So I'm going to say we're getting disclosure. We're breaking through. I really see us on the upswing. I'm putting my energy behind that. I'm imagining a beautiful place. I'm imagining people moving out of the cities and finding their little slice of paradise. I'm imagining us coming to the point where we can have our eco villages without restraint and um, without greed coming in and blowing it all to hell. I'm imagining a time when we can live a lot freer than we are now, and live amongst the others that have been here for a long time. I feel that we've had ETs here for a long, long time, thousands and thousands of years. They've been here. They don't have to come from so far away. And even if they did, they've got superior ships. They don't have to worry about thousands of miles or light years or anything. They've got advanced machinery. I mean, we can't even, we can barely, scarcely imagine what's actually possible, from where we are. I mean, could people 50 years ago imagine where we are now? Some of them did, but not too many. They'd all call you crazy if you said, talk about a cell phone. You know, I don't know that one. Oh, We Are the Champions. I do know that one. Yeah. Um, so honestly, I think it's going to get better. I'm really putting all my energy towards it's getting better. The the errant people are going to get rounded up. We are going to, I think we have a bright future as long as we hold on to that. I mean, the Canadian truckers won. They really did. And that's amazing. And that's why everything flipped so fast. It's like people are actually going to stand their ground. They're not just going to fall over in fear. No, we're not. You haven't managed to poison us and dumb us down enough and make us compliant enough. Some of us are still willing, like we did back in my time. My time was a while back, let me tell you. In the 60s and 70s, just like we did back then, we're going to continue to stand up for everybody. Say, no, you're not allowed to push us around. You don't make the rules. We make the rules. Look, you are supposed to be working for us. We are not working for you. You better fear for your jobs because we're going to kick your butt out. Government should fear the people and not the other way around. That's the way it should be, regardless of what Justin Castro thinks. I'm sorry, but he is. Look at him. He is. I mean, he is obviously Castro Jr. So come on. And do you really think, I mean, if nothing else, politics have such buffoonery now that who can miss it? Who can sit there and not say, oh my God, this has got to be a puppet show? This has got to be a puppet show. How else would these jackasses be in office? You know, we got VP Giggles word salad. We've got Grampus, you know, the sniffer who can't go off the script without getting in trouble, right? It's crazy. We just got crazy people in office. And in the UK, that knucklehead isn't any better. They don't have it any better in the UK. It's like, how can you miss it now? Yeah, you really have to be not paying attention to miss it now. Hey, Drake. Yeah, tightrope. Yep. Oh, you don't use the O word. Okay. Silence, Pat Green. Okay. Hopefully I'll remember to do that. Put it in the comments after the show. Put it down in the comments. Hey, Drake calling me beautiful. Well, thank you. I think I am looking better. I think I'm looking better than I was for a while. Man, I felt horrible for a while. And it really showed. And I was even afraid to go on. I was like, God, I don't want to scare anybody. You know? I really don't. Oh, now I'm snorting. You know, I'm doing okay because I'm laughing and snorting. That means I'm good. Yeah, that's pretty good music. You know, I really wish we could have a DJ in the Woo Crew Lounge. That would be fun. I used to be an online DJ for a chat room, and I wish we had that ability because I would love to play music in the chat lounge. But maybe I could do that at some point. Maybe we can have, although you got to be careful, you know, if you play copyrighted stuff, you're in trouble now. So we can't really do that on YouTube at all. But there's got to be somewhere where we can do something like that, and then that'll be fun. We can play music and have our parties. Well, thank you, Drake. That's a very kind thing to say. The sailors say, Brandy, you're a fine girl. You probably hear that all the time. What a good wife you would be. I am Pam, faithful. I am Pam. You are so faithful, girlfriend. I love you. You are here whenever you can be. I know that. You are a sweet sister to me. One of my sweet woo sisters. Jim, did Jim come in? Gemini! Another one of my woo sisters. Hey. Hi. Yeah. Yeah. Interviewing artists would be fun too, actually, if we can make them fit into the woo socket in any way, shape, or form. There are a lot of wooey artists, though. You would be surprised how many of us, people who are experiencers and people who talk about this kind of stuff, a lot of us are in music and art. We're creative types. And This is no joke. A lot of very creative people are into this stuff. Wouldn't that be fun to find out who and interview them about it? Iberian? Did Iberian walk in and I didn't see an Iberian? I think I would see an Iberian, but um, oh well, we don't want you to have problems driving, so please be careful. Uh, a travel, yeah, I was gonna say travel van. Oh, travel van. Yeah, we need a woo bus. I thought of that ages ago when I was hanging around at Paranormal Portal, which I can sometimes catch. Um, I sing, paint, and send love to all. Brandy, well, me too. I sing and paint and play music and do all kinds of other stuff besides strictly woo. And actually, I think I said before, I just wrote a song inspired by the Canadian truckers that people say it's pretty good. I don't know if I know it all by heart, the whole thing by heart yet, but oh, Brandy, not Iberian. Okay, I wondered about that. Yeah, we need a woo bus. I thought of that a long time. Remember when we were talking about that the first time, Pam? I really was trying to figure out how we could even do that so we could just go around and pick people up and have our woo lounge fun on maybe a woo party bus. You know, there are party buses, so it's not impossible. Maybe maybe the travel thing's been oh geez. Don't tell me I'm gonna start yawning. It must have been that glass of organic wine. Organic sangria is delicious. It really tastes different from other wine. I had a glass of that with dinner. It always makes me feel cozy and happy. Yeah. Yeah, people all the world, join hands, get on the love train, the love train. People all the world, join hands, get on the woo bus, the woo bus. Oh, it sounds pretty good. The song was, I'm going to call it something like Let It Rock or Freedom Rocks or something along those lines. But it's like, freedom rocks, so let freedom roll. You don't own our bodies, you can't steal our souls. Let the children grow to understand. Freedom must rock throughout all the land. You've gone just too far. We know what we're headed for, and we don't like what we see. You think you have the power, but this is our hour, and we know freedom doesn't come free. For what is life if it's not our own? What have we learned? How have we grown? Hear the voice of common women and men. Freedom must rock throughout all the land. There's more, of course. That's a part of it. Ah, yes. And it's true. We may have to stand up again for what we believe in. We did it before, back when I was young. We did. Not that I'm not young now. I mean, I'm going to live to be 200, and so are you, right? We're going to be the first people to live to be 200. It better be nice. It better get nice. If I'm going to live to be 200, it better get nice. I don't want to live in a crappy world for 200 years. Who wants to? I mean, I know a lot of people who want to hop on out of here now. Jeez, it's because it's getting crappy, but have a little faith. And, before we lower heaven, we got to raise a little hell. Raise a little hell, raise a little hell. Oh, yeah, let your love flow. Yep, let your love flow. It's wonderful what I'm seeing, though, although I'm also seeing the other side of it. I'm seeing the craziest kids who don't know what a male or a female is. And a judge, Supreme Court judge nominee who can't tell you what a woman is. And I'm sorry, but it's very simple. A grown person with at least 2 Y chromosomes is a woman. And that doesn't mean that if you want to live your life as a woman and you're something else, that you can't do that. You should have the right to go right ahead and do that. But there are a heck of a lot of other things that make you a woman or a man. I mean, will you ever have the first time? Okay, I'm going to be what some people may think is indelicate. How about the first time you ever bled as a woman? Have you ever felt that? Have you ever felt the first time you didn't and you wondered why? Could I be pregnant? You won't ever feel what it feels like to be pregnant. You won't feel what it feels like to give birth. There's so many firsts that you won't have, and I'm sorry, but you won't. And it's never going to be quite the same, not yet. I mean, now there will probably come a time when we can completely switch you over. But I would say right now it's permanent and you're not going to be having any kids. And should we really be encouraging this? Grow up, wait a while, make sure this is not just a phase in your life. Because kids, I mean, anybody who's been around kids and me looking back at myself, we go through a lot of phases where we think we want this and we think we want that. And then later on, we're glad we didn't get it. I certainly have been through that where I'm really glad that I didn't get my wish. That would have really screwed up the rest of my life. I think we need to put that off a while. I think we need to insist that people have a chance to really know who they are and go through these phases before they get any kind of reassignment. Some people know almost immediately what they are and who they want to be and what they are not. And other people, I think they kind of get mind washed, or sometimes mind raped, or made to feel bad about who they are, and so they want to be somebody else. And it happens. So we've got to take that into consideration and not rush things, not allow things to be rushed. It's terrible. That should be something that's neutral until you're old enough to know something about what you're doing. That should not be rushed. There's so many things that I don't see why we would want to rush that on a person. Unless you want to screw them up. Minor attracted persons are now MAPS. MAP, minor attracted person. Well, You know what? My major foot would be attracted to their butt. I would wear, chunky boots to make sure I don't get my feet dirty. But I don't want to get my good shoes dirty on them. But yeah, they need a kick in the butt. Minor attracted people. Yeah, they're pedos. Pedos. You're a pedo. Just, what? Boy love and cannibalism in California. It's California. What do you want? It's like any cray thing comes along. It's like you expect it in California now. I'm to the point where I don't think if you told me almost anything happening in California, it's like, yeah, like that's going to be a surprise. But that is getting there. I mean, that's getting way over the edge. Let's face it. I'm sorry. I mean, now I know that in some of these places, it's strictly voluntary for them to be cannibalized, for them to cannibalize themselves. You can taste yourself. You can taste, a little strip of your flesh. I'm like, see what all the attraction is about, right? Do we really taste like sweetened pork? Hmm? Are we really the sweet pig? I don't know. You tell me. Whoever has done this, but hey, you see what concerns me is about animal rights. And I don't think really you should treat anything badly. I mean, there is no need to treat anything maliciously, you know. But here's the thing about animal rights. If animals have equal rights with humans, then it can be argued in court that humans have equal rights with animals. And if we still eat animals, then humans will be Soylent Green in an eye blink. Don't think it wouldn't happen. So let's veer away from that. Good food, good people. Hey, but no, but yeah, do I believe they would do? Yeah, oh, sure, why not? Yeah, it's California. Sure, California. Yeah, you're free to do that. Sure, go ahead and do that. See what I mean about cities? Are they all cray? It's like people go cray cray. You get big cities, you get a lot of craziness. It does something to your mind to be that packed, especially on why so much on the West Coast there. You know, Ohio is weird in one direction. They're weird in an entirely different direction. Ohio is weird in woo. I mean, we've got woo up to our eyeballs here, and in some cases beyond. They've got weird of an entirely different nature out west. So, out on the western coast. So, it's like why? You got to wonder why. But I have my thoughts about that, what that could be about. I think probably what if, and I'm just saying what, this is just so woo, so much woo. What if it's where the highest concentration of non-humans live? What if we're seeing a lot of non-human type looking stuff because there's a lot of non-humans there, live there? Jordan Maxwell was talking about how his little friends down the street, his little girlfriend down the street was an ET. and that they've been living here all over the place. That's the same message I got. They could be living beside you. You wouldn't know. You know, if they look like humans, how would you know? People are so freaking weird, you just write it off. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, brother. Well, we've got all these cosmic waves coming in. We do. We are in a different part of the universe than we were, because as you know, we've got, well, and there are people who would dispute this, but as far as we know, the sun is pulling all the rest of us along with it through the universe into different sections of the universe, right? And the part that we're in right now is literally warming up the whole solar system. So Earth is not the only place getting warmer. And whether you feel that Earth is a small little blue and white ball or part of a bigger planet, which it could be, I don't know. It could be that we're seeing some kind of an illusion. I I don't know. I usually say, gee, I hope it turns out to be a rainbow farting unicorn. That'd be fun. Wouldn't it be fun if it was shaped like a rainbow farting unicorn or maybe a Pegasus or something? I think that would be fun, but I don't care. It's a matrix. You're not supposed to do this because it looks like you're picking your nose, even if you're just scratching it. Okay, I shouldn't do that. Yes, I should. Yeah. Um. Oh, but listed as what? We're listed as what? Well, thank you, Brandy. I can make so many jokes, but I won't. Oh my God. Whose last show? Wait. Yeah, NCPs, you bet. Oh, Jordan Maxwell. Yeah, he's been coming up since he passed. And really, he knew a lot of stuff. Um, there is a lot of information that he had that he couldn't let go of, but he knew his time was coming. So he finally let go of it and adapt 2030. Mhm. Videos on prepping. Well, you know, I I'm in an apartment. There's only so much prepping I can do. I still want my eco village somewhere away from the cities. And maybe we'll make friends with some friendly Sasquatch and, out there somewhere and have some friends. I really am trying not to be afraid of the thought of meeting them. If I happen to meet them, I'm going to try and be very um, professional, but not professional friendly. I hope I'm not afraid when I see them. But I have a feeling I am going to see them sooner or later. And maybe this summer. I don't know. Let's see. That's a good question to ask. Okay, you good to go? Can we use you for answering questions? Okay. Oh, let's see. Am I going to be contacted by Sasquatch this year? This summer? Looks like I am. Yep, looks like I am. Well, just to check, My cat's name is Erasmus. No, it's saying no. That's right. So I'm going to be contacted by Sasquatch this year. Am I going to see Sasquatch? Okay. Yes. Looks like I'm going to see it, whether I recognize it or not. I mean, they're very good camouflage, but I might see one this year, it looks like. That's going to be interesting. Well, you guys will be one of the first to know. Certainly I'll tell you guys before almost anybody. I mean, it might be, I might be calling Jim or Pam or somebody because I happen to have their numbers. And ah, ah, I finally saw one. I'm not going to be, I mean, scared. I'm going to do my best not to be afraid. I don't know how I'll behave. I mean, I don't know how I'll be because it changes you. I know I've heard that, but I have a feeling I've seen enough weird. I might be fine. I might just be fine. I mean, I've faced down all kinds of weird shit, especially in the etheric. I have a feeling I'll be okay. I'm pretty sure. Wait, let me ask. I've met it. I've met a lot of aliens. Really, I've met a lot of ETs. Or yeah, here in Kent, even right here in Kent. Yeah, actually, a lot of them. A lot of them. I went into a bar one time. I had just done a lot of psychic work, and we were just going to have Miller time, and we walked into a bar, and I was still in that state. I was just going to have a drink and chill, but I look around. I could see what kind of ET was in everybody's background, what they were. We were in a bar full of ETs, whether they even knew it or not. I could see what their background was. It it almost looked like Mos Eisley. For those of you who understand that reference. But I'm there going, none of these people are who they think they are. Or was I seeing who they were outside of the matrix? And I tried to describe it to my friend who was with me, and he's going, somehow that doesn't surprise me. They feel comfortable here, so they're going to drop their guard a lot. I mean, you have a few drinks, you drop your inhibitions. I'm looking around and I'm going, oh, this is weird, man. Because it was just like an overlay in my mind. And I was describing a few of them. That one's actually a lot taller and blonde. That one's blue. That one looks a little bit like that Jar Jar Binks character. What? Are those things real? I was just going, that one's a gray. Oh my God, that's a gray. Looks like some kind of gray. Sure enough, it was a karaoke night. And when she got up to sing, and we congratulated her, them, whatever. I mean, we, clap and whatever. But she got close and she smelled funky. I mean, she had that weird, and I'm like, holy crap. And that's one of the things that has been mentioned. That some of them kind of have a strange smell to them. So, I mean, some of the different ones. So I'm like, oh wow. Oh wow. That it just, that did boggle my mind. Is that we were, and probably some of them were not even, might not even be aware that that's what they were. That's what they really were. I mean, because you forget things. So really, maybe quite a few of them didn't even know who they really were. Yeah. New Orleans, yeah, there were vampires in New Orleans. There was everything in all kinds of things. It's even spookier than here. Yeah, they know when you can see them. Yeah, they sure do. A chat in each shoulder in a long sleeve dress in August. A chat? A cat. Okay. It was hot. Yeah, that was freaky. Yeah, that is odd. Um, yeah, I was in New Orleans for a while and I saw a lot of things, let me tell you. I can see why I had to go to New Orleans. There was a lot of things I had to do there. There were things I had to see and things I had to do. It's a strange place too, and it has a connection. I think it's a ley line connection between here and New Orleans. There is a strong connection between Ohio and New Orleans, although I couldn't tell you exactly. That have to be somebody that studies the ley lines maybe more carefully, but I got a feeling it has something to do with the ley lines, the energy of the ley lines. Probably there's one that connects us. But it's funny because there is a song you might have heard about Werewolves London. Ooh, right? Well, it's funny because there's a line in there. The hairy-handed gent who ran amok in Kent. Well, here I am, Kent. That's not Kent in England. It's Kent here in the New World. And isn't that funny how they call this the New World? New World. Why is it a new? Yeah, it's interesting. New World. I would also say, um, oh yeah, New Orleans is heavy. You bet it is. You bet it is. Hi, James. How are you doing? Well, there's a lot of everything there. They're like here. There's a lot of people go missing down there too. Here I was down there, a bunch of people went missing, a bunch of people got injured during the parades. Um, yeah, it was something else. There's just so much going on down there. I got the impression, you know what I got the impression in the moment? It's like a spider web. It's so much like a spider web. As far as I could see, several ley lines cross and make a nexus there. And I mean more than two. And it looks kind of like a web. And I'm not sure whether there's 3 or 4 lines that cross there, but I'm sure there's more than just 2. It's a big nexus. That makes it a big nexus, major nexus. And that's why a person who knows how to use that, yeah, that's where you'd want to settle. There's a lot of power down there. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of wild energy too. Remember, nature, it's warm. There's a lot of water. Nature is full on down there. It really is. And it's interesting. Let's see. Is anybody got to keep up with what people are saying? I'm a blonde with dark roots. Meaning I may be blonde, but I'm a lot smarter than I look, right? Okay. Don't think just because I'm a blonde that I'm not, that I don't have the thinking power. Yeah. Um, anyway, like I said, I am so happy that we're now on the upward swing of the pendulum. We're going to see a lot of corruption get knocked off now. It's really going to happen. We're really going to see it happen now. The stuff that we've been promised, the indictments are going to happen. People are going to get sued. People are going to get imprisoned. People are going to get found out. Pluto is going to clean people's clocks. Everybody stay on the up and up. When Pluto comes through, they're going to bring up everything. Everything is going to come out. It's going through the USA's chart. Every dirty bit of everything, every little detail is going to come up. Oh, it's going to be interesting. And like I said, dirty politicians are going to be throwing each other under the bus every chance they get to try and save their own skins. So don't be surprised. There's going to be a lot coming up. Oh, yeah, things manifest by running water, of course. Well, one way to make people disappear, lure them down to the bay there in New Orleans. The tide goes out and flushes like a big old toilet. Their body will end up way out to sea or eaten by a crocodile or alligator. You must never smile at a crocodile. Remember that? Peter Pan. But alligators down there, not crocodiles. Very close, though. Alligators, yeah, they'll either be eaten by something or get flushed so far out to sea nobody will ever know. They'll be playing poker with Jimmy Hoffa. Yes, I love that song. I used to sing that song at karaoke. Only certain DJs would let me get by with singing that song because it's so long, but they knew since it was me, I'd do a really good job. So they let me get by with it and sing Kashmir. So I know the words to that song. All will be revealed indeed. Uh, everything is going to come up and we're going to see it. We're going to get to watch Washington eat its, like I said, they're all going to throw each other under the bus. All of the dirty politicians are just, you know, going to hit all the soft spots. It's not going to be our fault. Not at all. Not going to be our fault. Mm-mm. Nope. It's just time. New Orleans going underwater. Oh, I look great. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think I feel a lot better. And I've been looking at myself going, gee, I think I look a lot better too. I think I am looking better. I'm not swelling as much. I look a lot healthier. I got a lot nice color in my face. And yeah, I agree. I think I'm looking better now. Thank you. Yeah, for a while, the way I was feeling was just showing. But anyway, if you're interested in this cream, also, I've been using that cream for a week now, and it is very good for your skin. It's very good for your skin. I'm seeing my lines start to disappear. They're, getting softer now, and they're starting to fade. It'll take a while, but, pretty soon I'll look 25 again, then you're all in trouble. Everybody's in trouble after that. Oh, alligators on the greens in New Orleans. Yeah, I know. I know. That's weird, isn't it, man? It's like sometimes you have to like navigate through alligators to get to where you're going down there. It's so and the locals are like, hey, you're gonna get it soon. I'm putting it in the mail tomorrow. Gemini. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, I made a big investment. I went ahead and got the comfrey cream that I've been talking about that is so magical and so healing and so good for pain. And look at me. I am doing much better. And it's been zooming since I got the comfrey cream. I don't hurt. I'm sitting here not hurting while I'm doing this anywhere. I don't hurt anywhere right now. Nothing hurts. So this is amazing, and things are healing really quickly. If you're interested, it's going to be $30 plus postage for 4 ounces. However, we're splitting this up. I I gotta say it's pure comfort. You can't do this in a kitchen. There are big machines that do this. Um, I told the story of it one time, last time I think, of how I found out they were now making this. It's no longer in somebody's kitchen. This is they're using machines to make it, but it's organic. It's completely safe and free of toxins. There is no what is it, Presidine or some kind of stuff that they say that they try and scare you. It's toxic. It can ruin your liver and kidneys. Oh my God. No, this can't, because there is none in there. There isn't anything. It's been lab tested. Nothing like that in this cream. So all of the toxin issues have been resolved. There is none in this. It is 100% organic and safe to put anywhere. You could even eat it if you had to, and dogs and cats have been known to do that. In fact, there is a warning. I would warn you, do not leave your jar open somewhere where your dog or cat can eat it unless you want it to be gone, because some animals just love it. My other cat loved the stuff, loved comfrey. She would just eat the heck out of any comfrey I brought in the house. If I didn't watch, she would eat every bit of it. Look, I'm sinking. No, I'm growing tall. What is happening here? Well, it's just my phone moving. Anyway, Green Greg's has a video on comfrey. Yeah. Um, put CBD oil on your belly button. Oh, and wild lettuce is great for pain. You know what? Wild lettuce, comfrey doesn't just take your pain, though. It actually heals. It causes your cells to reproduce faster and heal you up faster. So if you have a broken bone, oh, and I want to rescind. So your broken bone is going to heal in half or maybe a third or maybe even a fourth of the time that it would normally take. If it's going to take 8 weeks, it may only take 2 or 3 weeks for your broken bone to heal. It's happened. So people have talked about this. It's not just a painkiller, it's a very good healer. And I am going to get a book. I think I am going to go ahead when I have money for it again and get a book on herbal remedies and see what else is in there. And maybe cook up some things myself. But really, when I found out what this could do for a person, cheapskate me slapped the money down and bought some from this. Just I am a frugal, B1TCH, just like my other channel. I got to get back to working on that channel if I can get into it. But yeah, I am frugal. I am very frugal, but I spent money on this. So you got to know it's worth something. I spent money on this. So, and I don't spend money on just anything. But, oh, the coconut oil. Oh, yeah. They love coconut oil. They particularly love licking it off of me. My pets love licking coconut oil, have loved that stuff. I guess I season it just fine with my, just a little salty. They like it a little salted. But, they don't always want to, like, when I give them, I put a little on their paw or something and they'll lick it off. That's the way I get them to do it. But they like it when I smear it all over myself. They sure love licking it off of me. Must taste great that way. So, yeah, coconut oil is another great thing to have. If you don't have it in your kitchen, it should be there. Definitely. There are so many things that really are being kept from us. The knowledge is being kept from us because it would really close down a lot of operations. Why would we take a bunch of stuff that has side effects and harm us and that we have to pay a lot of money for? I can go out and get cold pressed organic coconut oil now for $5 a jar, and it does so much. Why would I need big pharma to make me any, you know, this stuff, like I said, the comfrey cream, it's pure concentrated comfrey. There's so many things you don't need. It's antibacterial. It'll help you with skin issues. It'll help you with broken bones. It'll help you with healing up sores and cuts, and it'll help you with sprains. It helped my torn rotator cuff. There's so many things that this does. It's safe for anywhere on your body and even in your body if need be. You can put it. They've said you can even put it on your teeth if you have trying to heal something up or to have some pain. And in an emergency, you could even use it. Although you may or may not like the flavor. It has no scent, by the way, that I can discern. It probably smells like something to animals, but it doesn't smell like anything much to me, which is great because, frankly, I'm not a big fan of most scents that people add to things. So, yeah, honestly, you can get coconut oil now. It's easy. There's so many things we have access to. That we didn't have access to before. And I'm going to say it again. Long time ago, I started saying vote with your money. If you see something that we need to have and that we need more of, make sure you buy it. Make sure you buy some on a regular basis to encourage them to keep stocking it. Because since we've been on this coconut oil kick, the price has gone way down from like 20 a jar to like $5 a jar, which is where it should have been. So, I mean, there was a time when it was like $20 and then went down to like $12, and now it's like down to $5 a jar. And in some places you can get it for $2 or $3. So for the same size jar, 16 ounces, keep doing that, folks. We need to encourage them to sell the stuff that we want to see and quit buying crap. Just quit buying it. I am very loath to spend any money on any kind of crap. I do not want to encourage it at all. I won't even buy pop at a 7-Eleven that has high fructose corn syrup in it. I won't take advantage of those fountain drinks that have high fructose corn syrup. I will not support that. I'm sorry. I will not do it. I won't. There's just stuff I just refuse to support. Even I don't care. I'll drink plain water before I drink that crap because it's not good for us and it shouldn't be there. It should be gone. It should be banned. It should be off the shelves. It shouldn't even be considered food. It's made with toxic corn. Most of it is GMO, made with GMO stuff. It shouldn't even be for, food. It shouldn't even be in food at all, some of this stuff. And I'm pretty sure this is why we age too fast. We should be living at least 100 years. Actually, now they're saying really more like 200. We should be living 200 years with all of the conveniences and stuff we have. But what do we have? A bunch of stuff poisoning us all the time. You take that away, yeah, you might be able to live to 200 years. Who knows? And still be healthy. If you take away all the toxic crap. Maybe you could. I don't know. They say people do live over 100 years. So maybe we're on the verge of that. I think we are. But I don't think it's going to be transhumanism is going to do it for us. And I think this is the problem with transhumanism, is that it will completely block off our natural evolution. I think we're evolving right now. I think we're getting ready for a major evolution. And I think transhumanism will block that. And do you really think it's ever going to be free? It's not going to be free. You're going to owe your soul to the company store forever, maybe. Do you think you're just going to get your body parts and they're just going to be free? Don't you think, like everything else they sell, that they're going to break down, be under warranty, go out of warranty? Don't you think all that's going to happen? Do you think they're going to let you just go out and live like Superman and not charge you for that as often and as much as they can? Do you really think so, that when they wire something into your brain, that there isn't going to be some kind of strings attached to that? Come on. How often does that happen? Has that ever happened any time in recent history? When they say, oh, yeah, this is the way to go. And it really is the way to go because it's so great. Never. When was the last time that they ever gave us anything that we just had to have? It was really good for us and didn't actually kill us or maim us or make us sick or infertile. So, no. No. And no. And by the way, no. No. You go on. Yeah, you go do that. Go do it. Whatever. Yeah. And then you'll probably come back to me and say, how do I heal this? I don't know, frankly. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't trust anything by Crisco. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, Crisco. Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know that we really have to give up bacon, sausage, and pepperoni. I don't know that we really have to. We may not have to. I think there's still going to be a lot of trading among people. I think we're really going to trade among each other. Different people have different things they like to do. Some people absolutely don't mind. Um, it's funny because Michael Tellinger, he has a stream of an eco village and he actually built it. He did build it. And people always ask him, well, in a society where everybody only works 4 hours, who are you going to get to shovel the shit? And he goes, somebody always volunteers. Somebody in the audience will always say, if it means that I'm a free person, I don't have to pay taxes and I don't have to pay energy bills, and I have my own land free and clear, and if that's what it means, I will gladly shovel shit for 4 hours just to have all that the rest of the time. There will be somebody whose job is already doing that and they're not getting paid that well and they're not having that good of a life. So if that's what it means to have a good life, yeah, there are going to be people that are going to want to do everything. There are going to be people that are going to be glad to make you pork sausage. But, it's like, just because maybe you wouldn't want to do that doesn't mean that somebody wouldn't want to do that. I think basically most of the jobs, and then there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be that we could use technology to do that would be appropriate for technology, you know. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm staying me. I'm staying, my body is going to evolve naturally, and I'm going to see where it goes naturally. I'm not buying into the transhumanism. I think we've got a thing rolling right now where we're going to be getting back our godlike superpowers that aren't really superpowers. They're really what we're supposed to have. And I think we're going to get them back gradually. As a matter of fact, I've been told It could happen in my lifetime, that I could get all of my abilities back in my lifetime. In my lifetime here. And I'm in my 60s now. I know I don't look it. Yeah, but I am. I'm in my 60s. Yeah, my hair is still this color. I'm in my 60s. I'm very hard to kill too. Get sick. Yes, I can get sick. I guess. It's not that hard to make me sick, but it's very hard to kill me. And eventually I will come to the point where it's also very hard to make me sick, I think. I think that's coming too. So we'll see how that goes. But I think I'm probably going to get sturdier now as time goes on. I don't know how I'm going to do with, I still don't know how I'm going to do with EMFs. I'm a little leery about putting on my router. And that's how I have to do in order to run my PC. And between my PC and my router, I've had a lot of health things happen. I mean, I could feel it. It felt different and not good after a while. I could take it for like an hour or so, but then no, so I don't know what to do about that exactly. I'm gonna have to do something about it though. But maybe since 5G is not working, um, a lot of people are finding that it isn't even working. 5G doesn't work any faster. 5G is not giving them any advantage. It's turning out to be the biggest stud. But do you think they're really going to roll it back? I don't know. Yep, microdoses of. I've heard of that. I've heard of that. Mhm. So anyway, I've been talking about what my new diet is. I'm a endomorphic body type, according to the little test that they give you. Endomorphic body type. We have trouble with any kind of diet because our body is so good at adapting and saving calories and saving the fat that it's really hard for us to lose any weight. After about 2 weeks of anything, our body just starts to shut us down and make us tired, make us want to go to sleep and save all that lovely fat because obviously there's a famine. And when you and you will even gain, and this is the thing that really freaks out people like this, people with this issue, is that you will be doing the same diet, you'll hit a plateau, and then you'll actually start gaining weight, doing the same stuff, and then you get more severe on yourself, and then even then you'll start to gain weight back. And when you gain the weight back, it'll come on really quick, and it'll come on with 20 pounds along on top of it. It's horrible, and somehow I have to overcome that. A lot of us do. Well, this person came up with metabolic confusion, and I talked about this earlier in the show. Metabolic confusion diet is to just confuse your metabolism so much that it can't adapt you because it's getting something different all the time. So every other day you're using fat for fuel, and every other day you're using carbs for fuel. And that way it never gets the impression that anything's ever going to be the same, But one thing you don't do is starve yourself, because then it's going to say, famine. So anyway, but I tell you, for a few days after when I got the arm thing, I couldn't eat. And I don't think that was necessarily a bad thing. If your body's telling you not to eat, there's a reason. My body didn't want to eat. anything. I think that's okay. And fasting, there's nothing wrong with fasting, really. It's just that it's not necessarily going to help you in your weight loss quest. Okay. If you have this kind of body type, it might actually be harmful. So that's what I've learned about that. So I'm just going to leave that out there. You can like research it more if you want. Um, if it's interesting at all. Oh yeah, I yeah, I've heard of that too. Believe me, I've done all this stuff. Um, I've been through it. It won't, not me. It won't. Brandy already did that. Yeah, I already did all that to take weight off. Just it doesn't work anymore. That doesn't work either. That won't work anymore. My body just after a while says, okay, that's our diet. We'll adjust. You'll get tired. Okay, that's all it does. Everything you throw at it with any regularity, my body will just adjust to it and shut me down and make me want to sleep. If I'm consistent, consistency is going to be my bugaboo, I think. And if you've got this kind of body, consistency is going to be your Waterloo. You can't be consistent because if you are, it's going to get used to it and it's just going to use it as an excuse to shut everything down. So that's what I'm taking from what I'm learning of this. Every diet trick I used to use when I was younger, I've been through them. I've been through them all. I've been through every one of them. Oh, this will do it. Oh, this will do it. Oh, this will do it. No. And my helper, who's been with me for a while now, she even says, I don't know why you're not a lot thinner than you are right now. Because she knows what I eat and don't eat, and she sees what I have, and she's like, how can you? She says, I don't get it. Why, why? Uh, this is maybe why. Indo, endomorphic type. And the way he was talking about it, he says it's almost like a superpower your body has to adapt to everything. Um, it'll adapt to it, and then it'll save your energy and hold on to your fat to try and keep you alive. The whole thing is it's to try and keep you alive. Weird, huh? So we'll see. We'll see. If the confused metabolism thing works, then it's like, oh, finally, 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 something that still works. If I'm inconsistent enough, maybe it'll actually last longer than a week or so. White stuff. Oh yeah, well, it's very hard. I've tried every one of these things, Brandy. Honestly, I promise. I promise. I've been through them all. All. I was even doing the carb free. I was doing. I just. I was doing keto. I was doing apple cider vinegar, lemon water, cinnamon, just every one of the tricks long ago. Yeah, all of them. Years now that I've been dealing with this, and I'll get so far, and then it'll just snap back. So hopefully this time I've got a handle on it. Let's hope. Maybe, like I said, maybe if I'm inconsistent, intermittent fasting. That's what I do naturally. I naturally don't like to eat. I don't like to eat breakfast. I hate eating breakfast. I can't eat when I first get up. I hate it. I was, when I was trying to lose weight, it sure didn't work. I tried intermittent fasting for a while. That didn't work either. Uh, like I said, it's been helpful to get rid of the white flour and refined sugar. That's been helpful. I can definitely put my stamp of approval on that, and I'm going to continue with that. But every single trick in the book, nope, nope, and nope, doesn't work. And I've been honest about it. Yep, I haven't had. I love donuts. I haven't had a donut in months. Like I said, I had one slice of birthday cake, and it just blew up my arm. So blew up my system. So it's like, oh God. But this is not diet talk. But yeah, I understand you're trying to help, and we all try to help each other because it's a problem that we are all facing. I think though a lot of it is inflammation, where really a lot of it is toxification. We're toxified. Did you notice since the diet and health industry arose, we have been doing nothing but getting fatter and sicker? Because we've been taking their screwed up advice. All these diet drinks and stuff, all these diet foods, what have they done? Well, they're not real. Most of this stuff is just, and when it comes right down to it, it's toxic. It doesn't really work. We were better off. I was better off before I started dieting. I really was. I was smaller and healthier. So, it's like all of this stuff, man. I mean, lifting weights, doing cardio, all of that. Oh, another thing for my body type, the long, slow cardio, not good. Not good. It'll get used to that too. Short bursts, like maybe 3 times a week, no more, is what he said. Short bursts, very intense, like you're running from the tiger, or something. Very intense, and then leave it alone, just so it can't get used to it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. I'll report back and see how I do. Fake sweeteners. Oh my God. No, you don't have to have breakfast. You really don't. Well, you have to have breakfast technically anytime you stop eating and then start eating again. When you start eating again, that's breakfast. You're breaking the fast. But I don't, yeah, no. When I was doing that, it didn't help. It didn't help. And yes, I actually drink mushroom coffee, and that seems to be a real boon. The mushroom coffee, it doesn't taste like mushrooms, it just tastes like good coffee, and I recommend it. With the reishi and the cordyceps and lion's mane and stuff like that. Functional, they call it functional mushrooms. Obviously, those are good for you. And if you can get a hold of that kind of coffee, that'll really, that really seems to help. I love that kind of coffee. I mean, that's my, go-to coffee now. And I find that I don't need as much coffee in a day. I've gone from drinking several cups a day to drinking maybe 1 cup of really good mushroom coffee, and I'm fine. And I'll sip on that for maybe an hour, to the point where it gets cold and I have to heat it up and throw it in a pan and heat it up a little bit because I just want to sip it slowly and just, it's wonderful. And my helper found out the same thing. I got her put on it. She found out that at first she wanted it all the time. She wanted more and more and more of it. Then she hit a point where she wanted less of it. And then you get to a point where, 1 cup a day is plenty. It's fine. You don't need any more. And then some people just go off coffee altogether after that. So you would never see that in this country because they want you to have more and more and buy more and more. So that's the reason why you don't see it too much in this country. And because they don't cultivate the mushrooms as much here as they do in, say, China, for instance. So wherever they cultivate the mushrooms is where you'd see it. Oh yeah, stevia. Yeah, I got stevia. Yeah, when you fast, my body just stores everything up. Doesn't care. Coffee is delicious. This coffee really is delicious. Mushroom coffee. It's wonderful. Oh yeah, and when I drink my mushroom coffee, I put a tablespoon of uh, coconut oil and I whip it. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh, delicious. The organic coconut oil in the coffee is so good. That actually came from the Bulletproof guy. Um, he sells his bulletproof stuff. He's the one, everything him is bulletproof. And I wonder because I met somebody a long time ago I used to chitty chat with, and I used to say we need to make ourselves bulletproof. I really wonder if one of the people I was talking to back then was him because he ended up naming his company. Everything is the bulletproof to make you bulletproof, to make you strong enough that you don't have to worry about all this crap. Um, because really, a lot of stuff is getting thrown at us. Our only hope is to make ourselves strong enough to last through it. Because you can't avoid it all. You cannot. Unless you live in an underground dome home with only your own food, you're never going to avoid it all. You're never going to. And even then, you might not. So, we've got to come up with something. We just got to find some way to get strong enough that this is not going to do us in. That's all. That's all we can do. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Hmm. Yeah, we're being bombarded with toxins. Well, I'm not going to belabor the point. I'm going to say that's going to stop too. That's going to come up to be stopped. It's another dirty little thing that's got to come out, and we've got to get rid of that. This poisoning of the American population has got to stop. And I'm going to put my intentions towards that. That gets found out, that gets shut down, that the big pharma toxifying us gets shut down, that all of the dirty little secrets that are killing us and sickening us, maiming us get shut down. That's where my intentions are going to be. I'm going to be living in a beautiful place where all of that's getting shut down and we're doing fine. We're doing just fine. We're eating decent food and it's not hurting us at all. And we don't have anything wired into our heads. And, I'm just going to keep holding that bright promise where we're going to get through this and come out on the other side a lot better off. But we got to get through this period. That's all. This is the inverted matrix falling. The inverted matrix has to fall. It's going to look pretty scary sometimes. Don't be afraid. I've been told we're going to be taken care of. Don't forget you're divine. Just keep the positive. Keep manufacturing the good stuff. Keep manufacturing the bright future. Remember who you are. Remember, that you are divine. So I'll say, love you all. I try never to neglect a chance to say I love you. And I mean it. I would love to see you all happy and thriving. I hope to meet you all one day in person. I hope we can do that someday. That would be great. And have fun together. And just, I hope it's a time we're all feeling good. We're all able to just be happy and have fun together. That would be great. I'm going to hold that in my mind. Maybe have our own little eco village where we don't have a lot of this crap going on. I'm just going to let other people toddle off on their own way. I want something better for myself and for you. And I love you. Okay. And remember, remember, you're divine. You're divine. You're a part of God. You are God. We are God. Collectively and individually. We are an expression of God. And with that, I think I'm going to end the show. We've been over 2 hours. I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank you for being the beautiful beings that you are. Thank you. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being and remembering and taking. I know you're all working on being the best versions of yourself. I know that you're aware people. You have a conscience, you have a heart, you have a soul. You are a being using a little avatar body. So I know who you are. I see you. And I love you. Good night.